Norwalk, Iowa is a small but steady growing community located just south of Des Moines. It offers a quieter, suburban environment while still being very close to the amenities and opportunities of the state's capital city. Norwalk is only about a 10 to 15 minute drive from downtown Des Moines, making it convenient for commuting, shopping, dining, and entertainment. The town is known for its friendly neighbourhoods, good schools, and easy access to outdoor recreation, giving residents a balance of small town comfort and city convenience. Late on Saturday night, July 30th, 2011, firefighters were called to a large blaze consuming a trailer-style home in Norwalk. Shortly after midnight and continuing into the early hours of Sunday, multiple fire crews, 5 departments in total, were dispatched to 2698 Highway R63 in Greenfield Township, just beyond the southern edge of Des Moines and near the airport. The residents belonged to James William Bill Wood and his wife, Kydina K. Lozelle Wood. At the time, Bill was 79 and Kay was 72. They had married 3 years earlier after both losing their previous spouses. Friends and neighbours knew them as a warm, affectionate couple who cherished their peaceful life together. Loved ones remembered Bill and Kay as a couple who never seemed to lose that early spark. Always close, always affectionate, always seen walking hand in hand. When they married, they made their home at Bill's rural property just south of Des Moines near Norwalk, and it soon became a reflection of their shared life together. Kay, who had previously worked at the Dahl store on Fleur Drive, filled the home with her treasured China doll collection. Bill, who served as a private second class in the US Army during the Korean War, was a retired iron worker employed at J.W. Perry Incorporated in Des Moines. He also expressed his own interests outdoors. A vintage gas pump stood on display in the yard, and he took pride in a Model A Ford that he frequently showcased in local parades. On July 14th of 2011, the couple celebrated their 3rd wedding anniversary, and furthermore, Bill's 80th birthday was just around the corner, with his co-workers planning a celebration for him. Once the fire was extinguished and determined to have begun on the front porch, fire crews could not find Bill or Kay anywhere. The couple were last seen in the early afternoon on July 30th at an auction house located in the city of Stuart, Iowa. The next day, authorities located the couple's red 2009 Chevrolet Silverado with Iowa license plate number 426SOC, abandoned in the parking area of Cordillera Ranch Apartments in the 8300 block of North Donnelly Avenue, a high-end apartment complex in Kansas City, Missouri, around 179 miles or 288 kilometers south of Norwalk. Loved ones of Bill and Kay stated there was no known link between the couple and this specific location in Kansas City. Meanwhile, in Norwalk, investigators sifting through the burned structure uncovered human remains. The Department of Public Safety commented, quote, "The body was positioned face down with the head to the south. The right leg appeared to be completely consumed, while the left leg appeared to be detached from the torso and was propped up against a steel L-beam of the mobile home framework. The torso and head appeared to be intact. The left arm was mostly under the torso. The right arm is bent at the elbow and off to the side of the torso." Special Agent in charge Michael Motzinger stated that the remains recovered from the burned home were so severely damaged that medical examiners could not make an immediate visual identification during the autopsy. It would take DNA analysis to verify that the body was indeed that of Bill Wood. The autopsy revealed that he had been shot several times before the fire began. Reports falsely stated that he had been shot in the head, however this was later corrected. Kay was not found among the debris, and her whereabouts remained unknown, leaving family and investigators fearing the worst. When officials from the Iowa Division of Criminal Investigation shared the autopsy results, Bill's family was overcome with grief. His brother Henry later said that the news devastated them, and it was painful to learn that Bill's life had ended in such a brutal and tragic way. Henry told television station KCCI, quote, "It's one thing to think it, but it's another when somebody comes out and says, this is what happened. It really hurt to think, somebody shot my brother. Now we know that he was shot, I guess we find some comfort in that would be better than burning. We hope it was quick. We hope it was painless." Henry further commented that the family would never find any closure unless Kay was also found. Kay's daughter, Patty Shaw, stated of Bill and her mother, quote, "I think in our hearts we were hoping they were together, just because you want that. If they're going to go, you want them to be together." While investigating the Kansas City connection, witnesses recalled seeing the individual who left the truck behind at the apartment complex, a tall, thin, older white man, likely between his late 40s and early 60s, with short white hair and standing between 6'2" and 6'6". According to the Charlie Project, investigators determined on July 31st, the same day Bill's remains were identified, that the truck found in Kansas City had been abandoned there prior to the fire at the Woods' home. This raises questions about what actually caused the blaze. Reports mentioned that cigarettes were discovered in the garage, an unusual detail since neither Bill nor Kay smoked. The couple's families speculate on the perpetrator's motive and whether the couple's passion for antiques had anything to do with their deaths. Henry Wood told KCCI, quote, "I think there is a really big chance that something happened in Stuart. Bill probably has some antiques that are very rare. He liked nice stuff. He probably had expensive stuff. If he found something he wanted, he bought it." Bill's sister, Carolyn Harkin, commented, quote, "Just somebody there that may have seen that they bought something expensive, or they could have even been talking to somebody and mentioned what they have. It has to be a robbery of some sort." With the fire having destroyed the home, it could never be determined whether anything had been stolen from the property. Kay's daughter, Lisa Harris, said that she and her siblings remain committed to locating their mother, whether Kay is still alive and in need of care, or whether they must lay her to rest. Lisa emphasised that their goal is simply to bring her home. Bill Wood was laid to rest in Webb Cemetery in Norwalk on August 25, 2011, and is survived by 9 children, a number of grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and great-great-grandchildren. The leading theory reported in local media suggests that after attending the auction, Bill and Kay Wood were followed home, where an intruder attempted a robbery, shot Bill, and drove off in their truck. While some have speculated about Kay's possible involvement, authorities have confirmed she is not a suspect, and her disappearance is considered as a result of foul play. On July 29, 2016, marking the 5-year anniversary of the case, KCCI published an article reviewing the ongoing investigation. It noted that authorities had pursued hundreds of leads and suggested that the suspect was likely someone familiar to the couple, while also emphasising that the public is not considered at risk. When Kay Wood vanished, she was 72 years old, standing at 5'2" and weighing 128 pounds, with grey hair and blue eyes. She has a noticeable vertical scar on her abdomen and a single piercing in each ear, where she also wears hearing aids. At the time of her disappearance, she was wearing her braided wedding band, which features a small diamond. Despite the passage of years, Kay's whereabouts remain unknown. The identity of Bill's killer is still a mystery, and the origin of the fire has never been determined.